Hi kids, I hope you're all studying well. Now we know for a fact that the last 50 days to our D-Day, that is the CLAT 2024 or the CLAT 2025's academic intake examination is here. Now talking about this, here's your strategy session to tell you about how to prepare in the last 50 days. What exactly are you supposed to do? Because now the time for hard work is over. Now the time is for your smart work. Now talking about this, let's come to the first discussion, first topic that I want you to understand when I'm trying to say this. Prioritize important themes. Now we know for a fact that there are certain high impact and recurring themes that have come into picture over the last many years. Now talking about this, the key topics for the year 2024 may include quite a lot of things. For example, India and the global politics, legal developments, environment issues, science and technology, economy and finance, sports and awards. So try to see that you're dividing your complete study as per these themes and focusing your rest of the period as per these themes and prioritizing your study on these basis. Moving on, the second one, stay updated with the last 6 to 9 months. Now, why do I say 6 to 9 months? Predominantly, the paper is generally asking you content from the last 9 to 12 months. That is the minimum cap. You can definitely go a little beyond that, but minimum 9 to 12 months. Now, talking about this specifically, see, January to November, you have to prepare, but specifically, you need to pay special attention from August to November mid. Reason being, the topics are very fresh in the setters' minds. Okay, that is why try to see there is a monthly compilation. Now, so definitely try to refer to the monthly magazines that we provide at IMS Get Set Law. Apart from that, curate quite a lot of information from these magazines in your personal notes. Likewise, revision of the static legal current affairs or static current affairs. So it is important for you to pay attention to these things. Now, for example, if there's a news with regards to G20 summit, revise the facts about the members, its purpose, and India had the immediate past presidency of it. So please try to see that you are revising and making good notes with regards to that, as well as India stands to it. Now coming to the third one, create a revision plan. Now this will be a revision plan for the last 50 days. Now how do we divide it? So weekly targets can be done. Now weekly targets, if you remember in our recent sessions, I've tried to discuss this with you. But how can you divide this weekly target? So for example, your week 1 can be Indian politics, then global news. Secondly, your week 2 can lead to legal developments. Once you're done with legal developments, you can then move to space. Then you can move to science and technology. So divide your week as per this. Now this will help you have a systematic coverage, as well as in the last days, you will not feel bored about studying current affairs. Moving on, flashcards and notes. How do you do this? Prepare quick notes or flashcards for revisions. So these can be mind maps. So for instance, focus on the key facts, important names, dates, events. Now talking about this, for example, flashcards for Supreme Court judgments, awards, treaties, amendments. Try to see that you're making some mind maps or flashcards wherein you're just quickly going through things and moving on. So once you have some key pointers, some names, some mnemonics, when you go through them, you yourself will remember quite a lot of things. So for example, when I tell you about schedules, we know for a fact, tiers of old PM. When I tell you this, all your 12 schedules are in your mind. Remember it like this. Moving on, what you should do, your revision should be after every 3 days. So devote time every 3 days to revisit the topics you covered in the past week. Now this spaced repetition technique improves retention. Now I generally tend to say this thing 1, 3, 7, 14, 21. Try to revise your content as per this. Moving on, coming to the fourth element, which is practice through mock test and quizzes. Now when I tell you about this mock test, try to take some sectional mock tests exclusively focused on current affairs. Analyze the results carefully to identify your areas of weaknesses. You are lucky enough to have a set of SimClats available with you. Now talking about this, weekly quizzes. Engage in daily and weekly quizzes to reinforce your knowledge, and then SimClat analysis. So try to review the past SimClats or past mock test basically if they are available with you, and focus on the types of questions that have been asked till date with regards to current affairs, so that you are mentally prepared as to how are you supposed to make the content or prepare yourself. Coming to the fifth element, stay selective yet thorough. Now when I tell you about this, see, now we know for a fact that the time, we have a very limited time. So avoid covering up everything, because then you will not only get bored, but at the same time you will come to some saturation level. So rather than doing that, focus on the high yield topics and events. So again, important summits, conferences. To give you an example, again I'm putting G20 or Conference of Parties. Similarly, significant legal amendments and court cases. So recent amendments or the recent judgments that have come into picture. Likewise, major government schemes. Similarly, global relations involving India. So the Quad Summit or trade agreements. Likewise, new laws and policies passed or discussed in the parliament. In this year, we have had 3 major legislations that have come into picture. So try to see that you're covering up as per the demand and not what you like. Coming to the next one, stay consistent and avoid last minute cramping. Now when I tell you about this, you need to have a daily routine. You need to have some fixed time which is devoted and dedicated each day for current affairs preparation. It can be probably 2 hours or 3 hours, but try to see that you're not spending your complete time of the day only on current affairs and not on other sections. So divide your day equally for other sections as well and give that section some time as well. Now, talking about the summary of the whole discussion that we have had. First one, focus on the recurring themes, the themes that I mentioned. Second being, revise the last 6 to 9 months current affairs topic. Use mock test and daily test to revise your knowledge. And likewise, stay selective but thorough. And then finally, avoid cramping and follow regular spaced revision plan for your better retention. So coming to the last part, I've told you multiple times, try to see that now is the time for your smart work and not your hard work. So try to make sure that you are regularly revising whatever we have studied over the last 12 months. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and all the best.